Bring in our own Lisa Sylvester once again. She has the details. Lisa.
Hi there, Wolf. Well, as congressional leaders hammer away on a budget compromise, a group of religious leaders have been fasting and praying to raise awareness of cuts in the budget that they say will harm the poor.
Orange juice never tasted so good.
It's been 10 days since Jim Wallis last had solid food. The president of Sojourners, a Christian group that advocates for the underprivileged, is leading the charge among faith groups on a hunger fast to protest proposed cuts in the federal budget for the poor.
We're saying a budget is a moral document. And whether at your kitchen table, as a family, or a church or a nation, you make choices. What's important, what's not.
Wallis said in the last 10 days, more than 30,000 people around the country have joined in the fast in their own way. He says they have become a bit like God's lobbyists for the poor, putting a theological and moral spin on the cuts. Wallis said he is all for deficit reduction, but
I don't think doing this at the expense of the poorest people is a good choice, or hurting those who are already hurting the most is moral or even is smart.
Fiscal conservatives have suggested cuts in food stamps, foreign aid, and preschool programs for low-income families that private groups can and should provide for the needy. But David Beckman of Bread for the World, who used to work at the World Bank, says the private sector can't fill the gap.
All the private charitable feeding in the country amounts to about 6% of the food that poor people get from the national programs. So if you slash food stamps, as the House Republicans are proposing to do, there is no way that churches and charities and charitable people can make up for that.
Tony Hall was a member of Congress for years. As part of the fast, he is urging his former colleagues to reconsider cuts.
When you make decisions about people's lives, be careful. You don't cut the poorest of the poor, because they didn't get you here. They didn't cause this mess.
On Wednesday, members of Congress began signing up for the fast.
Several members of Congress today will be joining you in this fast.
Now, Sheila Jackson Lee, Keith Ellison, and Jim McGovern are among 28 congressional Democrats who have signed on so far to join the hunger fast, and they will be doing a relay with each taking one day to fast and then passing on the fast to their colleagues. Wallis and Hall, they're doing it a little differently. They're fasting all the way through Easter Sunday, but they say for them, this fight for the poor is larger than just the specific budget battle, Wolf.
These are committed people trying to help.